I really don't want to set up this smart home automation, but I know for the sake of TikTok, I kind of have to. So this is a sensor I have under my mattress that uses trigger things in my smart home, and this is a HomePod. It plays music. And I just have to set up probably the worst automation I've ever programmed. Now whenever anybody goes into bed and it detects bouncing up and down, this is the worst thing I have ever done. So let's talk about what I think is by far the most important smart home device you could have in your smart home. And honestly, even if you don't have a smart home, I think every home should have one of these. And that's this, a smart thermostat. We're gonna be talking about this one specifically, which is the Mysa. So before we dive into it here, it's important to understand there's two types of thermostats. There's baseboard heating, where your thermostat will look something like this. It'll be an older style look with a dial. And you'll usually have these baseboard heaters all over your house. So if you have that style of heating like I do, the Mysa thermostat is pretty much your only option. Luckily, it's a really good option. I've been using them for about 5 years and I couldn't love them anymore. The other thermostat type is central heat. That's usually where you have one thermostat that controls the whole house and the heat usually comes through vents. You have a few different options if you go down that road, and I cover in other videos, but pretty much all the principles in this video apply to both. So there's two main reasons and one kind of bonus reason why I think everybody needs a smart thermostat, even if you don't have a smart home, but especially if you have a smart home. So the first is just how ridiculously convenient it is to be able to control your thermostat from anywhere from your phone. Not only that, how much time it saves you on top of that. Say you're headed home from work and you want to come home to a cold house, just whip out the app and turn the heat on. It'll be toasty when you get home. Or you're laying in bed and can't remember if you adjusted or turned off the heat for a night, just check your phone and make any adjustments needed. No more getting out of bed. These things are so easy to control too. Open the Mysa app and you'll see all your thermostats at a glance with their current temperature and humidity. Just push the arrows up or down to set the current temperature and you can see everything else at a glance here. And even better than doing it all manually, they make it really easy to set up like totally custom schedules for any days you want. This is an example of what my regular day looks like. Heat turns on in the morning, turns off during the day, turns back on when I get home, and then goes really low during the night. So much better to do it this way to make really quick changes when you need to, opposed to like pushing through menus on your crazy thermostat. Just 100 times easier to do it like this. So all that stuff works right out of the box. All you have to do is buy this thing, install it on your wall, download the app, and you're done. But the real magic with these smart thermostats is when you connect them to your smart home. The Mysa here connects to Apple HomeKit, Amazon Alexa, and Google Home. And once you get that connected, the real magic starts happening. So not only do you get full control of the heat from within your smart home, so you control it with your voice and within the app, it just makes it so much easier, but you also have access to automations. So not only can you use the smart home automations to control the thermostat, which is amazing enough as it is, my personal favorite is using my phone's GPS to detect when I'm leaving home or coming home and turning off and on the heat automatically. It just automates the whole thing and I never have to worry about it. But you can also use the data from the temperature and humidity sensor to trigger automations. Maybe when it gets past a certain temperature, you want to dim the lights or close the blinds. You can do all of that in your smart home with automations. I personally have like 19 automations that use these things. If you guys are interested in them, let me know and I'll make another video on that. So the second reason I love smart thermostats so much is that they're one of the few smart home devices that actually end up saving you money, and in some cases, it's actually quite a bit. First way it saves you money is pretty self-explanatory. By putting in place these automations that make sure the heat is only on when you need it and where you need it, you just end up running the heat less, which saves you so much money. No more leaving the heat on while you're at work so it's all warm when you get home. That's all automated for you now, and you're using so much less heat. The second way it's going to help you save money is by making you way more aware of how, where, and when you're using your heat and help you make adjustments accordingly. Mysa has these really great reports that show you for each thermostat in each room that you're running them in your house, exactly like by the minute, when it's being used, what the average temperature is during that time, which the average humidity is, everything. And the best part is you input how much your electricity costs and it's going to tell you exactly how much money you're spending on heat per room, per day, and it's really going to help you budget and calculate where that spending's happening. Maybe you'll realize that in one room you're using a lot more heat during a time of day when you're not in there. Great, now you can build an automation around that and save you some money. These reports are super helpful both for budgeting and for optimizing. So the third kind of bonus reason I love this thing so much is it just looks amazing. It's so much better than this like clunky old thermostat that most people have on their wall. And this is like a nice version of the dial one. Usually they're like old and brown and stuff. These things just look so good. Using them is just as easy as it is in the app. If you ever do need to control it manually, literally push the arrows up and down to control the heat to where you want it. And then it's going to constantly show what the current temperature is for the room. Super easy, and we love it. Anyway, that's 3 reasons why I absolutely love smart thermostats. Like I said, if you have baseboard heating, I'd highly recommend the Mysa. I'll leave a link to it in my bio if you want to check them out and get one for yourself. They're super easy to install. It takes like 5 minutes. I'll make a video on that. Don't let it intimidate you. Installing these will be one of the best things you ever did. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. But otherwise, thanks for watching.